Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations and welcome to the craft room. Today we are going to be wire wrapping some of the different cabochons that we actually have some that are very similar to a lot of these up for sale in our shop, backtoearthcreations.com. They are brand new to today's shop update that we just released earlier in the day, which I'm excited about. Today we are dual streaming on Kick and on YouTube. So if you're on one platform or the other and it's not working out for you, you can feel free to, like if you're on YouTube and you're tired of the ads, hop on over to Kick. If you're on Kick and the comments aren't working, you can hop on over to YouTube. Now we are going to be trying something a little bit different tomorrow. I think we're going to try streaming to TikTok. For the first time ever. So I'm kind of excited about that. But all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to double check, make sure that everything's working. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Yep, the audio is working. Oh, yes. So I'm going to be starting off today using some 16 gauge. Hey, Sarah. Oh my gosh, how have you been? It says, hi, it's been a while. It has. That's okay, though. We're still here just crafting along. And I think I'm going to start by wrapping one of these beautiful tiger's eye, which shameless self-promotion. We have quite a few sister pieces to this one up in the shop right now. But oh, that's good to hear, Sarah, that you're doing well. And I'm going to be using, this is 16 gauge, and then I'm going to be using 18 gauge half round. And I want about 14 inches. And we're going to cut 4 lengths of this. Hey, Saki girl. Hey, Michelle. How was your vending? How was your event? 2. And then just pulling off some more. Now, I had somebody ask me earlier, which actually, let me see, I might be able to. I don't think it's going to show me the comment. But I had a question about my honest, which I'm always honest with you guys, opinion on Parawire. And 110%, this is not sponsored. I absolutely love Parawire. But the question was in regards to, have I had difficulty with like the enameling chipping or peeling off or anything like that? And I have had that happen on some of their thicker gauge, like plated colors. But it's when I was being very heavy handed. Like I kind of had to push it a little. And then that's kind of just common for that style of craft wire, just kind of across the board. But I really like their titanium tone, their vintage bronze tone, and their antique copper that I don't have a spool of here on my desk, but it's like this tone. So it's pretty cool. I really like that. Oh, right on. Michelle says it was good. There were 5 or 6 of us vending at the same spot. I sold 3 pieces for a total of 45. Right on. So not bad for my first event. Very not bad at all. That's also any inventory that you have left over, Michelle, you're just that much more ahead for your next vending event. So that's awesome. Hey, Itzy, how's it going? But yeah, just to, I'm going to keep announcing this all day. We are doing our first TikTok live stream tomorrow. We will still be streaming to Kick, but I'm going to be streaming to TikTok as well. Like I'm going to have my phone right here and we're going to be like hanging out. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Janice, how are you doing today? Exactly. No more pendants or necklaces. Gotcha. Plus, I got to hear from customers what they want. They want some more earrings and some rings. Right on. That's the best kind of feedback. So, did I pull off some of this or did I just pull it out? I am so distractible. That's okay, though. We'll get there. Okay. So, yeah, this is our half round. Now, if you've worked with half round before, you might be familiar with some of its quirks. And I have difficulty with, if I get it twisted, it gets ugly. So what I do is I'm going to measure off about 7 inches and Let me double check and make for certain. Because I've been using, yeah, I've been using my hand as measurement, and like my hand's like a solid 6 inches. So that's good. Ooh, Sarah says, I went to a gem show a couple of months ago, my first one, and I had fun. They are a lot of fun. Which one was it that you went to? Because a lot of, in my experience, what makes a fair or an event fun is what shoes I wear, how much money I have to spend, and who I go with. So, but if I've got some money in my pocket, comfy shoes, and a good friend, I could be lost in a field and having a blast. But I don't really need the money for being lost in the field typically. But but yeah, with the gem and mineral shows, it's really nice when they have like a nice selection or some rare specimens. I love getting to see kinds of rocks that I haven't, seen before. Okay. I've been super busy out in the garden, so I'm trying to get my mani-pedi looking so that oh my god, they're so is that small? I don't know. I thought I had like good sized hands, but I like using my hands for measuring because I typically have them on me. And so, but yeah, oh my gosh. Oh, those are small hands? How big are y'all's hands? I don't know. I think they're just right for wire wrapping. Mine are 7. Wow, Itzy, right on. Well, that seems a perfectly reasonable hand size. I've honestly never gone around measuring people's hands, so I don't know. Okay, so I'm just wrapping our 18 gauge half round around the 16 gauge. Boop, boop. I guess I mean, they're proportionate, I suppose. If you see me all kind of like scratched up and dirty fingernailed, we have been keeping super duper busy in the garden. I'm 5'8", need big feet and hands. Right on. Yeah, I'm 5'4". That 4 inches makes a big difference, doesn't it? My Randy, he's just 5'7". Those 3 inches make a big difference too. Mine are mostly hand sized. Mostly, says Randy. All right, so now as we come around to the back side here, oh, your mom's 5'2". I feel like a hulking giant around people who are 5'2", because one Randy's aunts are all quite petite, and so I just feel like I'm like so tall. So, like, and I have to stop myself from going like boop boop because they're on the tops of their heads. Mostly because they'd skin me, but fortunately, I'm able to keep those intrusive thoughts at bay so far. Okay, so I'm going to be grabbing around right about here in the middle. So yeah, I only snipped off and I lost it already, the little bit that I had snipped off the end. But I want our little tail pieces, I don't want them poking, you know. Michelle says, me too. Anyone shorter than me and I feel tall. Yeah. Oh, really? Itzy says my girls do that when someone is smaller than them. Well, it's good to know it's not just me. I don't know, off the top of my head, it was here in Kansas City, went with a friend, went wearing my tie-dye combat boots, got a compliment on them, and didn't have a lot of money, also in 5'6". Right on. I've never been to any of the gem and mineral shows up in Kansas City. So even though this is an oval-shaped cabochon, I'm giving it a pointy end just because I really dig that. And then we could use all manner of things to shape this. Today, I'm going to go with a ring mandrel. And so I'm just going to go with kind of the largest size on the ring mandrel. And I'm just going to go like that. And then I'm going to go like that. Oh, y'all, I started leather working again for the first time in a very long time yesterday. Saki Girl says, dang, you guys are tall, 5'1" here. That's okay. We can reach stuff for you. It's very rare that I can like be helpful based on height to anyone. So sometimes I'll wear my bun on the top of my head. That way it makes me feel like a little taller. And so now I'm going to be looking at this and I want to see which is this tiger eye's best angle. You know, oops. Thank goodness it's durable. I'm just going to spin it and it'll be that way up. Cool. Hey, Erica. Oh, she says I'm 5'9.5". Ooh. Wow. Keep doing says my daughter-in-law is 4'10". Y'all would feel like giants, right? It's fun though. Okay, so and it's not quite there we go. So you can just kind of scooch and push. And then I'm going to use my flat nose pliers to hold that half round down a little better. And then this is the template that I'm using today. This is the design that we're making. And so I've got the 2 wires that'll just stay curved around the side. And then we've got our ones that will be bending. And then I want more practice making this spiral moon. Because I think it's a little bit, you know, if you pretend it's a little bit of a moon shape, or you can make it more spirally, just depending. Oh, Sarah says, I have a friend that's 4'9.5", and the half counts, or she'd be in a booster seat. Oh my goodness. Oh, Michelle says one of the girls in the group is 4'10". I feel like a giant. Right on. How was did everybody do like dancing and stuff? Like what was it what was the theme of the event? Okay, so I'm gonna cut off 2 more segments. No, just 1 more segment of 7 inches, and then I'm just gonna cut it in half. There we go. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, y'all, but I'm gonna try to get all of these. I'm gonna see how many we can get wrapped today. It was Witch Feast. Right on. Is that like an open to the public type event, or like is it something that people buy tickets for, or will it be recurring? Fest, sorry. Oh, okay. In one of the malls. Oh, that's nice. Is it still just sweltering down there where y'all are? It finally got warm here. Like normally it's sweltering by now, but and it's not even like proper hot yet, but I'll take it. Hey Gopal, how are you doing today? Oh, nope. Okay. I will be right back, y'all. Let's see, how do I do this? It's just a dog. Okay.
want to swap this wire with that wire, this one with that. Ooh, she's out of coffee. Don't know why that's there. There. Just take this all together. I'm doing all right. I'm like at 80%. Like, medication wears off in like 2 hours, so then I'd just be super congested again. Let me see, what else? Oh, obviously. Gotta go.
Alrighty. Sorry about that, y'all. We have some coffee going. So now let us see. Where's the other half of my wire? Okay. What? Oh my gosh, a 24-hour stream and I missed it? Well, hey, Indoraptor, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I was out for a little bit. It's Lindo. Oh, a wild Randy appears. Yeah. Oh, hey, Rainbow. She says, hi, Vaughn. I'm here, but I'm lurking because I'm not feeling very social today. But I do want to say hi and that I enjoy being in your company. I appreciate you. Mwah. I love my lurkers. You know that. Oh, and Michelle says, my hand is 6 inches. Nice. Saki Girl says, oh my God, Randy, I always miss it when he shows up on stream. I'm not certain where I found these moons. It might have been one of the different gem and mineral shows that we go to because I was able to buy them in bulk. And I've been kind of trickling them onto the website because I'm a hoarder, y'all. So a lot of the times what goes up to the website is just stuff from my own personal collection that or our homemade fused glass cabochons. Oh, I would love one day to get into making my own lapidary cabs, but today's not that day. I have some of those moons from you. Love them. They're so much prettier in person, I think, than what the camera does them justice for. So, okay, here's my little half round. Right? White says, I hate it when they interrupt the videos I'm watching. Well, we've started dual streaming on Kick as well because I too hate ads. And Kick didn't have any ads, which is a lot of fun, I think. Oh no. Sarah says, my cat died in January just before the big storm. Do you want my rocks? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm sorry about your cat. That's terrible. I empathize with you greatly because we lost, gosh, I guess it was in 2021. We lost Callie, and then we lost Sam, and then, or was it? I don't even know. Was it 22? It's been a blur of our pets passing away, so my heart's with you. Ah. Michelle says, I have a whole big box of the moons. Well, maybe we'll have to wrap one of those moons next to get y'all inspired. Well, hey, Mama Kay and Gracie. I hope y'all are having a good day. You know how you feel, Sarah? My cat Asia died a few years ago. She's very sick and very old. Oh no. Hey Dan. He says this is why I use a free ad blocker. Right on. I don't know how to download stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how to download stuff off the internet without getting like a virus. So, um, so there's that. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see her, but we've got Ember here behind me on the couch. I don't know if she's in frame. I guess not, but there she is, that little lump on the couch. She's my sweet baby, but she's like 17, I think 17 or 18. I don't know, anywhere between 15 and 20. But she's still doing all right. Her teeth are starting to fall out, but I think that happens to the best of us. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. Oh honey. We did have her before Maddie was born. And Maddie is 18.
So she's at least 18.
This cat old as Sarah, I would love to take that off your hands if you've got something that you're looking for a new home. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have any money, so otherwise I'd buy it from you. But if somebody's got rocks that they want a new home for, I will take rocks. Working out the grief of losing one of our kittens. Oh, Mama Kay, I'm so sorry. Grief is one of those things that seems to have to take its time. And then it's never really gone, because sometimes you'll just, we're blessed to remember, to get to remember our loved ones. Oh, Dan says, do you make rings and earrings too? I do. Now today I was just focusing on kind of one stockpile, but the nice thing is a lot of stuff that, like, this is technically a pendant, but if I just joined it to an earring hook instead of a bail, these would make super cute earrings. Wow, I might have to make me some of those. And then I really like to use little beads and things, and I'll actually show you, because you could use beads and head pins like how I did here with these, or you could use charms. And gotcha, Sarah. Yeah, if you'd like, you can send us an email and I'll try to help you out any way that I can. It is esoterica. We grieve uniquely together. But behold, a distraction. Sometimes all we can do is just keep on keeping on. Michelle says, I still love those two from the Friday stream, right? I still don't know. I want to have another go at this one. But I just love these. And I genuinely think, where'd it go? I lost it. No, here it is. From Friday's stream, we made a whole bunch of kind of in the same family. Evil Eye, and then crystal because I needed to. Pendants. But yeah, so I'm going to take these jump rings and I'm going to attach. Now you could just open the loop on the bead and attach it to the earring hook, or open the loop on the earring hook. But I just really like the way that it looks with just that little ring there. And y'all, please let me know. I so value your feedback whenever, if we're blurry, if we're out of frame, any of that stuff. So you holler at me here in the live and we'll see what we can do. How are you doing today, Esoterica? But yeah, especially whenever they're worn. I love the way that they look with that little ring there. A sapphire gem quality ready to be mounted into a ring or earrings. 5 pieces already cut. Wow. Are they calibrated? Because you may be able to find like a pre-made bezel setting for them. Because something on as nice as sapphire. Right now, I'm just wrapping in like essentially craft wire, whereas I feel like precious gemstones like that, they deserve some sterling silver, and I have very little experience in that. Sarah says everything looks blurry. I'm not wearing my glasses. Oh no. Let's see, because sometimes my camera will like start freaking out. So I'm gonna try different autofocus settings until we find the one that sticks. Saki Girl says, listening to you on my drive home. Right on. Well, hope you drive safe. I hope the traffic is non-existent. But yeah, just little earrings. I love sapphires too. I remember the first sapphire I ever saw was on one of my friend's grandma's ring. She had a star sapphire. I had never seen anything so beautiful in my whole life. That tone of blue and the way that the light played in it. But I'm a sucker for rocks, y'all. Esoterica says, I'm sick but pressing on. I have a sinus infection. But the good thing is I'm on vacay for 2 weeks. Right on. Oh, being able to take the time off when you need it to heal and get better, that's not nothing. Ooh, Dan says, I thought of bringing it to Zales. Right on. Here, I can actually, it's going to be some super high-tech screen capture technology. But here we go. So this is one of my favorite things to do whenever I was new to making jewelry. And honestly, I love it even for now, for finding new products and finding terms that to kind of just learn different things. Tiger's eye. And don't mind if I do. So let's look for, I've typed in sterling silver earring bezel. And so you can see here, they have some that are like glue-on style, meaning there's very little. Now this one has a little bit of a, Dan, do you know what size? Now this one, look at that. And you can hover over it to enlarge it. So you could use a bezel roller or like the file down end of like a plastic toothbrush to push these little prongs to make them, instead of being like this around your stone, they'll be like that and like hugging it. But I love just going to Fire Mountain Gems, and so we could just look at jewelry supplies. And these are just, it's like looking at a list of common terms for jewelry making supplies. So different stringing materials, different wire wrapping wire, supplies by type. So like glues and adhesives, pendants, polymer clays, rhinestones, faceted gems. Let's see, earring findings, clasps, veils, crimp beads, crimp bead covers. Let me click on crimp bead covers because I know it didn't have to do with what you were asking, Dan, but I'd gotten a question about clamshell. Like a clamshell end. No. Here we go. It's like a knot cover. Or is it just a bead? People help me, because let me get back to work. But Dan, you might be able to shop around on there and just get, like, see if there's the right size of something that you're looking for. Bye, Sarah. Thanks so much for popping by. Have a great day at work. Kay says, agree. Fire Mountain Gems is a great place for beginners. I still have yet to find somewhere that has a better laid out website than Fire Mountain Gems, but I think I'm biased because they're who I started shopping on. So they like set the bar for what I expect. So anytime that it's like different than what Fire Mountain Gems does, I'm like, how am I supposed to figure this out? So their surprise boxes can be fun. Right on. Could one of those moons be grooved on the outer edge? Hey, Walk in the Rain. Um, Technically, yes. I would have a doozy of a time, because you'll notice most of the things that I like to put a groove on would be something that is very flat on the back. That way it sits consistently. If my hand is the plate that, like, the work surface that the grinder is coming up out of, it sits flat and consistent. Whereas in the past, whenever I've tried to groove something like this, I have to be very, very careful to make sure that I don't press it and it like wobbles. So I don't know, I might just be, I'm so shaped by fear lately, you guys. Like fear of doing the wrong thing, or fear of messing up, or fear of wasting materials and time. And so I'm trying to work through that. So I think I should try it. I think I should try adding a groove. And that's another reason, walk on why I stopped offering the add a groove option, is because we were having such a hard time with, especially with the gemstones, of we'd list the gemstone. So like, let's say this one here, a one of a kind labradorite. And it technically does have a good edge for adding a groove, but I'd come in and I'd add the groove, and then like right around here or something, it would chip. And so I was ending up having to refund like that whole part of the orders for people. And it was happening frequently enough that it was like, uh, I was afraid that it was affecting our perceived quality. Like if every time you placed an order with somebody, they had to refund half of it because they broke it. That's not a, like, I was like, that's not what I want to, that's not the impression I want to leave. So I do prefer to just add this stuff already grooved. But the way you spelled it out in the email that you sent me, is, if we were to, that's exactly how we would do it. Like, thank you. That was each of the steps. Ooh, you could make a leather mat to hold a moon in stone level. That's true. Dan says sapphire is mine, my sister's birthstones. Oh, that's really cool. I think my birthstone is peridot, but I'm so self-centered. I don't know what my siblings, what their birthstones are. I don't know what Randy's is either. I know January, February, and August, and that's like it. And I honestly don't even know if I'm accurate on what I think they are. It's like January's garnet and then February's amethyst, right? So it does depend sometimes what list you're looking at. Yeah. Oh, hey, Wood. How's it going? Wood says gemstones can be really tricky to groove. Some of them are really fragile. Yeah, that's what I was running into. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today. Clink and clink. We're going to drink some hot coffee. Oh, hey, Lunia. How's it going? And Wright says, on a positive note, my birthday is on Friday and I'm going to be 31. Well, happy birthday. Do you have any plans? Awaken says, Fire Mountain Gems is okay, but they're more highly priced than others. An alternative is Halstead Jewelry Supply, aka Halstead Beads. Rio Grande also has great offerings. Right on. I'll have to check those places out, because again, I'm trying to be not set in my ways. And I am so set in my ways. Like I am done. Cheers, Dee Dee. Like stick a fork in me. I am set. All right. So now we're still wire wrapping it's been like 40 minutes on. Come on. It's okay. I'm having fun. And my wire is having a whole lot of spring back. So I'm just going to pull the stone out and then just bring it down. Ah, so now it fits a little better. Now, before I do any bending up here, I want to go ahead and do our bending down here because this is going to pull some of the wire. And if I do the bend exactly where I want it, it's going to distort it out of shape. So on some of these things, woo, it didn't even scratch the wire. Oh my gosh. Oh, Dan says I got a dragon's eye pendant from you about 2 years ago. Right on. I hope it's held up well. 2 years ago, Vaughn, that was like a lifetime ago. Does Rio Grande have semi-precious stones? I need a good source. Oh, I don't know. Do any of y'all have sources for semi-precious stones that you would recommend? Okay, so I am going to recommend to not put on a bunch of body oil before before wire wrapping. I'm slippery. Hey, Drow, how's it going? Drow says, fun fact, there are several different stones for each month. It changes for different regions of the globe, and it's changed over time. Ooh, right on. I think it would be so much fun to have like a vintage zodiac and birthstone, like astrology style, like birthday party where like everybody wire wrapped a pendant that or like, I don't know. It sounds like a cult whenever I think of it that way. But if we all had like charm bracelets and on our birthdays, if we got together and made like that birthstone's charm bracelet, like charm, and then we could each wear like, so like for Michelle, she'd be, oh, what'd she say she is? uh oh, one of y'all told me, was it topaz? Ooh, sapphires are esoterica's favorite. Yellow topaz. Yeah, so I'd have a yellow topaz one for Michelle's birthday party. Like, does that make sense? Like, not a cult. Not a cult at all. Also, minotaur beads, great cabs, good prices. Right on. Oh, she wears it every day. Oh, Dan, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so we bent the little back pieces. So this is just going to be cupping the butt of the tiger's eye. Do you see how it's going to keep it? This is the butt, the bottom part, the bottom of the cabochon. I love it. The grain in the tiger's eye is almost like a wood grain. Y'all, I was watching Loki here on Kick doing spoon carving, and I had never seen it before, but he was showing us one of his spoons that has, what was he calling it? Flaming? Where it has this like chatoyance from the grain of the wood in the spoon. It was like a tiger maple or something. I'd never even heard of it. Oh my gosh. I think I'm ready to like enter my woodworking era because that stuff looks like fun. But yeah, the entire time I was cooking dinner, I was just watching him like shave spoons and it was delightful. Okay. So there's that. Now I'm going to try to get cuz I call it my snake oil. It's not just evening primrose, but I buy apricot kernel oil, jojoba oil, evening primrose, vitamin E, and like two other things that I can't remember. I have it written down somewhere, thank goodness. And then I put them all together in like a half-gallon mason jar and then mix it in and put in like the essential oils for the smell. And then I put them back into the packaging that I ordered the oil in. And so that way, and I use it for if I get a little, dry skin or I sunburn really, really easily. So I'll put on my snake oil. But so now I'm like, from being in the garden this morning, I'm extra moisturized, but my wire wrapping's a little slippery. That's Minotaur Studio. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Stanley. I don't think I pronounced your name correctly. I'm so sorry. Okay. And if you're having difficulty holding on to your wire, this is why I usually like to use square wire for this stage, like for the frames. But it's a whole lot of use what you've got in the craft room nowadays. So I am rising to the challenge. And I like to try to maintain where I'm holding the same on each side. And so, like, let me bend that one in. By applying pressure here on both sides, that's going to help us maintain symmetry, as opposed to if I were holding higher up on one and lower on the other, we can control a little where that bend is going to be happening. And the same thing is in regards to um, the width of the flat nose pliers that you're using. I got these from riogrande.com. But you could, if you're craftily inclined and have the tools, grind away a little bit from each side. Like you could, there's no reason why you couldn't just taper this the same way that we tapered these to make them nice and narrow on the tip. Like, look at how narrow the tip is. If you can. Sorry, it's so blurry. But it's narrow, I promise. Narrower at least than some of them that like are almost at least twice that thickness. And depending on, you can get some inexpensive pliers and grind them down. But with it being narrower, if I did a bend in the wire like that, I can demonstrate on this. I think demonstrating's kind of always better. So we have our wire and I'm going to bend. So that's the narrower tip we'll do. And then we take the wider tip, and again, by applying pressure on either side. And do you see how those are different widths? Different, it can help you to get consistently sized little bends like that. In fact, I think on this one, what I'm going to do to demonstrate the point, and I'm applying pressure here in the center with my middle finger, I'm just going to grab right there, and then I'm turning with this hand. It's very much a key in the lock sort of motion, or I don't know. It's whichever way you do it. That's how I'm turning it like that, or a key in the ignition. And so even though I have this upside down from the other one, I'm still applying pressure in that same area and trying to hold firmly. I get all fingers on the project. That way I'm giving it all the support that I can. And I'm using the strength of my full hand I'm holding. And on this side, I bent inward towards the center line of our piece. So I'm going to grab here and I'm going to bend inward. I love that. So now it's holding on to our cabochon. And you can kind of, I would not do this on a soft stone, but Tiger's Eye can take it. You can just cram it in there. But it kind of splays those pieces out. If you have a softer stone and you don't want to do that, you can grab with your pliers, just following along the length of the wire, of the shorter end of the wire, and then just lifting a little bit. And this way we can get our cabochon in there and have it be nice and securely hugged without any wiggling is ideal. Or I want the stone to have the space to be able to nestle in where we want it to be. Okay, so now I'm just shaping that in, and I'm really glad I have this piece for reference. Because what do we do from here? Because I started getting wild and doing some stuff, because I love doing frames that have a whole bunch of wires in the frame, but then like I love it up until the end, and I've got 8 wires that I need to figure out how to terminate. So what we're going to do, I don't want to give it too wide of a bail, because one of the wires, this wire here, actually, let me get my hand out of the way. I'm going to point, that's a blade. Hey, I found that. Here's a knitting needle. That'll be what we point with. This wire here, this front wire, comes around and then spirals. And I'm going to show you how to do, no, I lied to you. It's this wire. It comes behind and then comes around. There we go. And then it looks like I wrapped that around those center wires. Looks like I put that one down first. It's tricky. I can't even replicate my own work. So we're going to come around this way, but I guess that's what helps each piece to be unique. Yes, that comes around. Okay. And then here on the back side, this wire comes around and then follows around there. Okay. So I was thinking about using, because this wire here, wire 2 is where we bent up. I think I'm going to use wires 2 and 3 to, we're going to make a wider bail on this one. So, and I don't know why, I just really liked 7 inches. So now I know that's how many, no, we did way more than 7 inches on this. So if 3 inches gets us 7 wraps, and it's going to be around 4. You know, this might have actually been 7 inches because you'll notice we were only wrapping 2 core wires, whereas this is 7 inches around 4 core wires. So let's do 14 inches then. I'm going to get a ruler for that. La Esoterica says, ooh, wait, okay, let me see. La Esoterica says, I wonder how that mixture would be for eczema. Now, I don't know, different rashes, like rashes that look exactly the same, not a dermatologist, just a person who gets rashes. So sometimes eczema and psoriasis and like having like a candida bloom can look really similar, like those rashes, but the underlying causes might be from different things. So I think applying stuff to a rash externally can provide relief, but whenever it, because I get, some of y'all have called it crafter's elbow. So TM, trigger warning, I'm going to show y'all my elbows and they have a rash on them. Look away. Hey, Amanda. I've had crafter's elbow, and these used to be a lot smaller, but like more blistery, and like my skin was growing too much too fast in those areas. And so I removed a lot of the sugar out of my diet. Like I still have coffee, but I use sugar-free creamer. We were eating much lower carb, and I was able to get a lot of the, because I had this like on my scalp and like my knee and a part of like my leg. Like I was breaking out like crazy. And I was able to get it under control, but my snake oil really did. And I'm a snake oil salesman. If I ever make some again, or rather, because I will be, next time I make some, if any of y'all are interested, I'll put some bottles up on the website, like little 1/4 ounce sample bottles, just for you to see if you like it, because it's a pretty heavy, like it's oil. You're rubbing oil. Like it's not like it doesn't evaporate. Like I stay kind of greasy all day, but it makes me harder to tackle. So but yeah, it's it helped. So you can kind of see it's more texture now than anything, but these used to be like splotchy red, y'all. Like I was so self-conscious about it. You can see I have a little bit of like scarring and texture there. But so I didn't know if it was, I've done all sorts of stuff, Kay, and it really boiled down to I was having kind of higher levels of blood sugar, and like I needed to get that under control, and then so many of my like skin issues cleared up. But I don't know, for now, like, I don't feel like I'm cured or anything, but it definitely helped with the itchiness. So, and I don't know, I think it's working out pretty well for me. I especially love it because I used to burn and peel, like sunburn, almost every day. So I had like chronically peeling skin. And so this is why, if y'all ever see my garden vlogs, I'm always wearing like my big old hat and these light blue like sun shirts that are supposed to have like UPF 50. And they keep me from getting sunburnt. But before I was doing that, I was outside in like spaghetti straps, and so that's why I started with just straight vitamin E oil. But then I ended up adding some other stuff to it to like, because I felt like it absorbed better, and I just like, I don't know, I like mixing the oils. Oh, I needed that. Oh, the audio. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is because the audio is fine over on Kick, isn't it? because that's what we were running into last week. And I updated like the stream key and everything. It's not just you. Right on. Bye, Wood. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll be here at least until 6 p.m. today. And I will get something wire wrapped, I promise. Oh, really? Kay says the audio is in time for me. Right on. Well, maybe I wonder if refreshing or something might be helpful. Audio is fine for me. Awesome. Right on, you guys. And so I'm gonna start, and it's tricky with the it's tricky with the 16 gauge because it is tummy thick. Oh, the lip syncing. Yeah. Tomorrow we're trying our very first TikTok live stream. Oop, I did too much. So we're Back to Earth Creations over on TikTok. We'll still be sending out the email and we'll still be streaming to Kick. But I want to try out streaming to TikTok before we go through the effort of adding it into our like 3 times a week streaming kind of setup. So I'm trying to get this curved to where it'll be, I want that loop to be pretty centered. I'm pretty excited, Hannah. We'll see how it goes because I kind of got a little fed up today. I finally reached my limit because like I don't know how many of y'all also make videos or use YouTube Studio, but like I'm not here to shill for Nordstrom. I'm not here for like brand deals and stuff. Like I'm doing my thing. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. And it's become like the shoe isn't fitting as well anymore or as comfortably. Like so I I don't have brand loyalty. I'm gonna go test out. I've been here on Kick for at least a year. Back in October, I think was our 1 year anniversary on Kick. And and I'm gonna we have enough followers on TikTok that I'm going to try streaming on TikTok and see how that goes. So, but I will also probably always be here on YouTube just because I don't see any reason not to be. Hey, Amy. Yeah, I'm using copper core. This is 16 gauge parawire, which I don't have the spool label for it, but this is a very similar gauge. So that's the company's information. And now we do sell some parawire on our website as well, but our stock is greatly depleted. So I just recommend folks go straight to parawire. Oh, look at that! I'm loving it. And you could make it much smaller. You could make them more condensed together. But I wanted to practice making consistent hand shaped kind of crescents like this. Ah, Esoterica says, I prefer chatting here on Kick. YouTube is good for reminding me that Vaughn is live, though. Right on. Hey, Loki, how's it going? Wrap it up. I'll take it. Well, hot dog. I'll have to get it uploaded to the website. And I actually think next week's shop update is going to be jewelry, you guys. So I'm really excited that some of the things that we wrapped on Friday and that we'll be wrapping today will be going up on the website for sale. Right on. Gotcha, Angie. Okay, so I'm bending up. I'm just trying to maintain that center line. And I'm avoiding the, I guess, wire 3. If it's from the front of the stone, 1, 2, 3, 4, wires 1 and 4 have one of the ends like that. And then I guess it's the other wire 3 on this side and wire 4 on this one. I hope that that makes sense. These things make so much more sense to me visually than it does whenever I try to describe it. When I try to describe it, I just get lost. So yeah, so I've bent that one out of the way. Yeah, I don't really worry so much about trying to like name, the wires like, oh, this one's wire 1 and this one's wire 4. It's just frontmost, and then I work my way back, just one wire at a time. And then I've just put that wire back there. So these ones we are going to wrap into the bale. And so let's see if we can take the 2 wires that are towards the front. I'm going to leave parallel, like parallel to each other. And then these ones I've bent out some. So now we can bring them in a little closer. And I'm going to see if we can, I'm holding with my flat nose pliers and I'm just bringing them in together parallel to each other. And then I'm pressing my flat nose pliers down quite as far as I can go, really. And I'm going to whip this bad boy out. This is my ring clamp that has a wedge that like kind of locks it. And I think what we can try, I'm going to use the flat end. But I just want to get these wires really nice and like next to each other. There we go, like up here. Because that's where we're going to be wrapping with our half round. And again, we needed 14 inches of that. I'm going to give myself 15 just because I'd always rather trim some off. Walk in the Rain says the 16 gauge frame wires are 7 inches. They're about 10 to 12 inches because it loops around. Though a lot of that depends on how large your stone is. If I were using a smaller stone, I would use less wire. Esoterica says, I didn't know that crafter's elbow was a thing. I do have crafter's hands, though. I have cut myself with thread before. Oh, goodness. That hurts. Okay. So it's in my way quite a bit. Oh, that's on the ground now. Ooh, cucumber update. Hannah says it's finally warm enough at night to leave them outside, and I'm so happy for them. Oh, that's awesome for your cucumbers. So have you planted them? Okay. So I'm just getting it lined up a little more. And I guess I'll use the rounded tip. Yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So I'm just going to clamp that there. Really pressing that in. They sell some of these that I've seen online that don't have the leather. Get the one with the leather. The leather will not mar your wire. Even as tightly as I clamped that, it won't mar your wire, whereas the wood can. So that's something to watch out for. Let me see if I'm gonna stand for a bit. It's a stretch break, y'all. Let's spin some poi. Oh, the rainbow on the floor. Okay, field trip time. I can't just tell you all about it. I gotta show you. So first off, I swear it was there. Come on back, rainbow. I guess the wind's blowing, but whenever the wind is blowing hard enough, the tree's completely out of the way and there's like a whole ring there. You might be able to see it. But we've got that film in the window. But yeah, see how, but yeah, I came over and it was like the full halo, so that was a blessing. Oh, to get to see hello, pretty kitty. Sorry, I can't stay sitting so long, y'all. Oh, she got an itchy spot. Itchy spot. Oh, she got her hair falling out. I was gonna show you something and I completely forgot what it was. Help. Oh, Amy says I've been using more of that type of wire. What am I stuck on? Okay. Huh. Oh, Saki Girl says made it home safe and my package arrived from you. Woot! Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad it arrived safely. Okay, so yeah. Turtles. Sup, Oh, this is Shelron, a red-eared slider, and that is LT, a yellow-bellied slider. And that's the little basking dock. The pond's a little dirty, but I love getting to come and hang out with the turtles. But yeah, I just can't stay sitting all day the way I used to. I've got to get up and like move around. Yep, wiggle, wiggle, stretch, stretch. Stretching time. Stretching time. Herpin derpin doodle. So do you guys want light up poi with the veils on? I'll teach you guys how to spin poi. I'll do it. Do they get mealworm treats? They do. I give them soldier fly larvae because it's a little less expensive. It's 2 plants, and one is a normal cucumber and the other is a mini cucumber. Woo! Right on, Cindy. But yes, this is copper core wire. Amy says, I've been using more of that type of wire in my work. People really like silver color, but my preference is working in pure copper. I understand that, but our bare copper sells well, but it gets put down more. Like more people will set it down before somebody buys it. Whereas the plated, it's priced to sell, so people like if they pick it up, they're buying it. Like, you know, whereas whenever they find out the bare copper might turn them green, some folks aren't as into that, which I guess I understand. But it is a joy to work with. I kind of feel like I miss out a little because I don't work with bare copper more. I feel like I miss out because I don't I'm not super motivated to get good at polishing or get good at like torch work and things like that. Like I feel like the parawire can be limiting in some of the metal smithing aspects of wire work. So I think there's a benefit to, I think I should pursue that actually. So I'm using the clamp at the base to wrap, and then I'm wrapping at the top where it's a little easier to get around the wire. And then we'll slide it down. Walk in the Ring says, I like green. Okay. So if any of y'all want to spin poi with me, you can put like some beans in the end of a long tube sock, or some like stockings or something, or a tennis ball in the end of a sock works really well. But I also saw on the TikTok, a young lady was using, she had 2 plushes that she just like sewed some rope to. Why am I glowing? Okay, there we go. I guess I need to get some sun. But she had 2 plushies that she had like sewn a bit of rope to so that they were perfectly soft practice poi. And it was adorable because they were these like Furby owl looking things. But those are different ways that you can make your own poi at home. But I'm going to spin just a little bit just to stretch my shoulders out and to have some fun, get our blood flowing. Kay says, I love bare copper. It's beautiful at all stages and cleans up easily with a soak in white vinegar and buffed with baking soda, then polished with a soft cloth. Right on. You make it sound so simple and achievable. Is that safe for like are there any gemstones that you're aware of that wouldn't be a safe process for? Oh, gotcha, Kay. Tasher says, LOL, I'm so pale. My friends be like, the beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. Yes. Yes. Oh my God, Hannah, 100%. Poi is so much fun. And I think it's the only reason why I don't have worse carpal tunnel than what I do at 36. And I've been crafting like every day, pretty much, with like very little downtime since 2008. So I expected to be worse off in my wrists by now, but I like using a nice heavy set of poi with some veils because that adds resistance, and I think it really goes a long way in building up my hand and wrist strength. Um, it's the I'm testing out the mindset of the opposite of what I do is the cure to what currently ails me. So it's like, well, if my tailbone hurts, I'm going to try sitting less, and it helped. If I spend all day working with my hands, like clenching and stuff, then I'm practicing the guitar to build up my hand strength the other way and doing poi and things. If I spend all day hunched over a computer like this, that's why I spin poi to help with like my posture and stuff and build up those, do the thing that I'm not doing all day to try to achieve balance. So it's whatever, it doesn't even have to be what ails me, just whatever feels out of balance. Well, I just try a little bit of the opposite. So, yep, poi time. Poi time. We haven't had a Friday night flow party in too long, and it's affecting my behavior. How do I change camera angles? Katrina said, hey, Katrina says the vinegar would definitely damage any porous stones. I wouldn't put anything in it that I couldn't put in liver of sulfur, turquoise, for example. Okay, I'm luminous again. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, poi time. Oh, I never did charge them, so I don't think we'll be able to light them up. Well, we can try. Oh, yeah, no, that one's dead. Well, we've got one that's lit up. That's a start. So yeah, if y'all want to spin some poi with me, what we'll do is I'll actually just light up the other end. So you said you like green? So we can spin, whenever you're spinning poi, you'll want to think in terms of planes. So there's the wheel plane, where the poi on either side of you are like the wheels of a carriage. And so this is what that looks like from the side. And so we're in the wheel plane going at the same time, or we can go alternate, or we can go spinning in the opposite direction at the same time, as well as alternate. These are a lot more fun to spin when I'm holding the handles. There we go. And then there is also the wall plane, which is right in front of you. This is it from the front, and this is it from the side. So depending on which way you're going, you can just change which way you're facing, and that changes your relation to the plane. So I go from being in a wall plane to being in a wheel plane. And it's just a bunch of fun, you guys. Like, spinning poi is one of my favorite things. And these are pod poi that I got from flowtoys.com. This isn't sponsored or anything, but they're my favorite because you can like really knock the crap out of yourself with them, and it's not as bad as it could be as far as like how much it hurts. So we all have to practice poi for the camp along or something, because I want to spin with y'all at the camp along. So like Bring your hula hoops, bring your poi, bring your there was this thing that I saw on not on Instagram, on TikTok, that like it looks like a hanky, like an octagonal hanky, but like then people will like spin it and it looks uh like doing pizza tosses and stuff, like flow stars, I think is what they're called. They're the coolest thing. Michelle says, I'm in. Yes. All right, that was a fun little break. I'm going to go ask Randy if he'll plug these in for me because I'm a big baby and I want my balls to glow. Hey, Randy, can you help me? Can you make these be charged? There's the hole. You have to like go like that and then I can't describe that. It's out of context. That would sound indecent. Hydrate your noodles. Oh, the camp along is the last weekend in September. So I think it's the 26th through 28th, but let me look that up to be certain.
Spread them like that.
Uh-huh. Yes, September 26th through 28th. The potluck is at it's in the email, the name of which part, but it's at 4:00 on Saturday. But in the email, if you sign up for our newsletter, I'm saying it in every single newsletter, where it is, when it is, and what campsites, because it's one of the RV sites. I'm pretty sure it's the Sequoia. But give me just a moment to double, triple check, make certain. Yes, no, Choctaw. I told you wrong. Choctaw RV pad camping area. And we will be clustering around sites 19 and 20 in the Choctaw RV pad camping area of Sequoia National Park or State Park. Sequoia State Park. This is why I have it written in the email, you guys, is because I cannot be trusted to get it correct. Sequoia State Park in Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait. And we're going to have our 3rd annual which one burns better? Or what did we call it, Randy? The Funky Flame Off. The 3rd annual Will It Burn to see who has the best funky flames. Right on. Chick with an Ed says, shoot, I'm booked for the show that weekend. I really hope to make it one year. That'd be really cool. It's good to know the hardness of stones. Luckily, I had basic knowledge prior to picking up work. Gotcha. Oh no, Itzy says my chat disappeared, but it's back now. Okay. Oh, I love jaspers. Those are so pretty. I keep doing good, said I hit myself in the face so many times. Oh, I have. It's incentivizing to learn faster. You should take on one of your small fused glass pieces and wrap it with the moon. Oh, that would look so cool. That's going to be so cool. Okay, yes. I got to finish this bad boy first, though. I've been working on this one for like way too long. Funky Flames are little baggies of like metal shavings that they charge too much for probably at the store that you put into the fire and it makes it like blue and purple and green and just really, it's funky. So now I'm going to bend these two out of the way just a little bit, and this is going to be a great way to be able to terminate these wires. Is I'm going to snip at about right there because those are long enough that I can make links out of them, but I still want enough to hold on to. And I'm going to bend these quite sharply, but then I'm going to come in and snip them because I want it to look like a finished end. These snips are incredible. They just cut through 2 dummy thick copper wire, 16 gauge. But now it gives it a little bit more of a finished look. And that's new. I haven't done that before today. I had that idea just now with y'all. I should have had this wire come across a little bit more, but this will be fine. And so now from here, I'm going to snip these guys to about that long. He look like he's dancing, like he's wearing a big hat. And he's like, "Woo, woo, doo, doo." Like, those are his legs. Doo, 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 doo. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend it forward just a smidge, because I like for a pendant to lay perfectly flat. Well, not perfectly, but kind of flat-ish. But I like a nice, I want to be able to accommodate a pretty thick chain. So to build up that accommodation, I like to kind of just bend it forward some. Oh man, I might have should have waited to cut these center wires until after I had done the bend, because it may force a little bit of an expansion. So I'm going to use the 6mm side, and I'm just going to bend this around. Well, that wire held, so that's good. But I was worried about, the expansion that happens here, because it's a compression on this side, would have pushed off the end, but it held. And so now these guys, I'm going to take this and I'm going to open it up just a little, like that. And then I'm going to bend. There's one. And there's two, as far as those two wires go. And now I'm going to use my bent nose pliers, and I'm going to come in here, and I don't want to go necessarily through the center of the moon. No reason other than I just don't want to. I want to come through the side here. So let's see if I can make that happen. And then we can grab and we can start feeding. So I just want to get that pointed so that whenever we press through, I want it to exit here and here. Oh, right on. I ordered some poi balls. Ooh. Now, I will have some poi and flags to share at the camp along too, so don't feel pressured. Like, if you're not certain that you'll like it, you can try ours. But I just want folks to know that I'm going to be doing that over in the corner, and you're invited. So, and also I think we might bring a bunch of glow sticks. That'd be a lot of fun. And I really want to bring the bubble machine this year, but I don't know if that's like wise. We might just get a whole bunch of those T-Rexes. Y'all, I cut my wire too short. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh raggy. Well, then in which case, because I should have given myself enough wire to wrap all the way over, and I did not. So I am going to instead bend it towards the middle. Come on, pliers. And I'm just shaping that around into a little bit of a hook. Oh, I don't think I grabbed enough wire on this side. I'm having just the darndest time. Y'all, shameless self-promotion. We just added a bunch of new cabochons, infused glass, like gemstones, infused glass cabochons. I wish I could talk. And we just added them to the website. I need more coffee. Please forgive me. Okay, round nose pliers worked a lot better for that. And so now we've got that little wire in there. Sorry, my brain is braining two different things right at this moment. Boom. Not perfect, but also not terrible. I'll drink to that. I'm also going to clear the work surface just a little to hopefully make it more straightforward about, or easier to see rather. Okay. Actually pretty pleased with that. And so now from here, we only have these 2 other wires to have to deal with, y'all. So we could bring this down. Oh, and we could do like a little spiral maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like that's necessary. Let's see. Because I wanted to leave that nice, like a minimal. I like the front and back looking the same. Because that's something that's usually pretty hard for me to pull off. What kind of poi did you get? Keep doing good. Okay. And so I guess from here. Ooh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to do a little spiral with this wire. There's no rules with this stuff. I come in here with a plan. Go ahead and deviate from the plan as necessary. Spin balls, those are good. Those are some light up ones, aren't they? I had a pair of those and I gave them to my niece. Those were the battery kind. I think since then they've released a where you plug them in, like a USB rechargeable, and that is awesome. Like those are some of for the price. Those are like fantastic. Like the only way I could find to get better LED poi than the spin balls was to pay like 3 times as much. But everything else is just that I had found at least. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of a training bend here. Yes, rechargeable. That's the way to do it. You can clip veils onto those too, which is really cool. By doing that training bend, that really helps me to get a better overall bend. Whereas, if you see on this side, it looks a little softer of a curve, but that's okay. I kind of like that right now. And so I'm going to grab right here and just shape this around. Oh yeah. Oh, I love that spiral, y'all. That came out so good. I really like that shape. I can't really put my finger on it, but I love it. And I love that too. This piece is hitting me in waves. And so now we just have these 2 pieces here, which we could probably totally, I'm going to try it. I'm going to get in here like in the middle. We can always trim off more, but I just need to start by getting material like out of the way. And I want it to be, my goal is to get them to butt up end to end, like perfectly. Whereas right now one is pinched. And so I'm going to cut them to where they're like this. That way I can trim them down so that they're butted. I'm not going to try to hit that perfect on the first try. Because we could technically leave it like that and just like bare ends. But I don't know if you can see in there. Maybe it'll become clear as we trim down. There we go. Oh no. It didn't cut all the way through. Yeah, getting them side by side, that'll make a little bit of space for me to be able to fit my pliers in. Oh, but I cut with the wrong end. That's all right. So now from there, we can just press that in. Oh no, except for there's like a gap. I should have used that wire to bind, or I should have put one to bind around maybe, because I mean, it's not going to come apart, but it's also not specifically joined. It'll be fine with the 18, with the 16 gauge that I am using, but if I were using 18 gauge, I don't know if I would push that. Like, I think I'd have wanted to have some sort of binding there. Okay, so now I'm going to get in here again and just trim a teeny bit away. I'm probably fussing over this way more than I need to, but quite frankly, patinged across the room. Fussing over it's half the fun. Boom. I want to have that butted well enough that I can't see the copper ends. Y'all, I'm pretty pleased with that. What do you think? Digging it. Well, I spent way longer on that than I had meant to. Let's make another one. So I'm going to do like just a quick and easy. Use up some of this scrap wire that we've got laying about. I'm going to take one of these 10mm evil eye beads, and then I have some 20 gauge that I made a little loop on earlier. A little too small of a loop. Oh, Michelle, I'm glad you love it. So yeah, there we go. Made our little loop. And I'm going to thread that on. And y'all, this is one of my favorite ways to make links, because it's so, for the ease of effort, once you learn it and kind of get the hang of it and you're like feeling your rhythm, this is the easiest way to get a big dramatic impact. Like, my booth looked like I'd leveled up. All of my work looked like I'd leveled up whenever I started doing the herringbone wire wraps. Because I guess to folks who don't know how to make it, it looks like, oh wow, how'd you do that? Whereas if you know the pattern, it's like you can just because you know the moon's not made of cheese doesn't make it less magical. Like, you know what I mean? So like, just because you know how to do the herringbone doesn't diminish how pretty it is. You just know that it's like, I understand how to make that. Does anybody else feel that way? Dee Dee says beautiful. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. Oh, level 1 esoterica. Okay, so we're going to do 3 on each side. What I mean by that is 1, 2, 3 wires on this side and 1, 2, 3 on this side. Oh, and I just love eyeballs. They make me so happy. Ooh, Michelle says, I need to learn how to do it. Just start doing it. Right. Gotcha. We're going to have the tables set up at the camp along. And if we're not eating, we're going to be like, that's going to be our setup craft area. Like, so all y'all who are coming to the camp along, where I'm not doing any classes or anything, but y'all, if y'all have questions, even if I don't know, like, everybody who's there is like so talented. So I'm sure we're going to have some great brainstorming and stuff. So we can all bring your yarn, bring your chainmail, bring your wire, bring your beads. Just keep in mind, we'll be in the middle of the woods and you'll be sitting at a picnic table. But bring your problem projects and we will get through this together. We will trauma bond through figuring out how to close half version 3-in-1 and weaving herringbone. So, okay. I love eyeballs though. And now let's we had another one of those charms out, didn't we? No, I must have put it away. Michelle says, yep, need help on that too. And we'll have a campfire right there for if it's just not the day. Hey, Sunblessed. She says, perfect project to get started again. I've been so uninspired and need to get back to creating. I tell you what, I've been needing to craft just for fun so much, like I need it. And so, welcome to the craft room. No, I've been really feeling myself like needing the garden too. Like here lately, it's like, oh my gosh, because it's so nice to have something that gives me a sense of accomplishment that doesn't cost money every time I want to do it. Like, excuse me. But and so with the garden, I've not spent a penny on it this year. I spent way too much every year for the past decade, but this year I have not had to spend a penny and it has been thriving. Now I'm getting to where I need to get the hose nozzle fixed. So what all things in their time. Until then I'll just be cart lugging and carting water from inside the house. So I'm just going to get in here. And on both of these, I'm going to do this one over just a little more. We have a tutorial on the herringbone, but for rings. I think so. Do you want me to do one real quick? Because I think you'll love it. While I finish this one up, we can be assembling our materials. We'll need 20 gauge wire and a bead. And like standard wire wrapping supplies, so like your wire snips, your flat or bent nose. I don't mind a bit. I actually have some beads for it right here. Okay. So it's not perfectly centered, but I kind of like it being offset. It's like, this is a biblically accurate diamond. So, hey, Giovanna, how's it going? Oh, right on, Anne. Just I'm so jealous of you guys that you get to go on the camp along. UK a wee bit too far to come. I understand that. But we get to hang out here in the live streams where we each have, unless we're at work or driving, we each have our entire craft room on hand. So this is basically like a one-way Zoom meeting craft along. So I love getting to hang out with y'all in the chat and just, so I mean, it's not that we don't get to craft together, it's just in different ways. Ooh, Sunblessed says getting great ideas for a too big frame I made. Nice. So I've gone ahead and I've snipped it, the 16 gauge wire, and then I just bend it to where it's kind of in line because I don't want to see it from the front. Because, oh, and that's wiggling and that's going to make me bonkers. Maybe I should have made it not so off-centered. Or maybe I should have done more wraps up the sides. Ow, my fingy. That's okay. We are resilient. Ah! No, I'm good. It didn't get me that time. Oh, Giovanna says here in Italy it has heated up a lot. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we have our air conditioners going. It went from lovely weather to hot. I hope y'all are staying cool. I love the two tones as well. Now I find myself wondering if I can grab this here and turn, and then I'm going to grab this here and turn, and that way it'll offset it just a wee bit. And then it's pressed down, but it'll still come up that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, that's some 18 gauge. Well, I've got some 20 gauge right here. Maybe I'll have some scrap. Check the scrap pile. Ooh, and then I'd gotten this in the, we are no longer receiving Potomac bead boxes. I contacted all the folks who were sending us kits to do unboxings of, and I was like, I can't anymore. like things were so busy with family and stuff. So this is a 20 gauge. And it's like I the unboxings weren't fun anymore. And it wasn't the kit's fault. It was I was doing 2 unboxings a month plus it felt like all I was doing was unboxings, and I was like, eh. Like it's wonderful getting the product, but just having that obligation, and it's like I'm not good at faking being excited, so it's like it was time to move on to something else, and everything made it to where it was like, we parted ways on good terms and everything. Oh no, I didn't make the bead. I'd love to get to where I could make eye beads, but stacking dots like that is super challenging for me at this time. Ooh, yeah, chaos wrap with swirls on the frame. That would be really cool. I was having an idea of just adding another layer to the herringbone wrap. Yes, exactly, Kay. She says it was something you had to do that takes the fun out of it. Yep. And so but in the last box I had received from Potomac, they had this little acrylic tool, and it's amazing. Like, I love it. It's great for, I'm not certain what wire gauge this is. And if it's just me, I don't mind the uncertainty, but whenever I'm doing a video, like, or, here hanging out with y'all, I don't want to just be like, I don't know. Like, we have the technology. Let's look this up. So I'm just gauging by kind of smushing the wire more or less into place. I'm gauging where I need my bends to be. Owie. Camp on potluck will be fabulous, no doubt. I'm jealous of that too. Oh, 2 for 2. It's been the best food ever. I love Man Beast's balls. I love, which that was Yvette and Jason brought meatballs and wieners, and it was so good. Oh my gosh, Sabaya's sister's brisket beans, very good. Excellent cornbread. Like it got me converted to Jiffy cornbread. Pam's Mountain Dew chicken. Like, I'm just gonna say I'm a pretty decent cook, and my food has been the worst food at each of the potluck dinners. Like everybody brings the kebabs that in or no, Michelle and Edwin had done kebabs. And all of the baked goods. And she says, stop. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Oh, Dee Dee's 3-bean salad and deviled eggs. Okay, now I'm stopping, I promise. Oh, really? Jocko was loving what you were doing. Well, very cool. I am glad. And so I'm just going to bring the wire around this way on both sides. So I think we'll have to coordinate a little better on who brings what, so that we don't end up with so many desserts and so many different like we just had a ton of food, which is not a problem. But it's hard to keep leftovers and do the cleanup whenever there's a ton of food. So I think Randy and I will take care of basic, as we have in years past, take care of basic, like having plates and bowls and nice fork spoons. But then, like, if we'll figure it out closer to the date. Let's do the trail ride before the big dinner. Right on. We might do the trail ride on Friday. Though, no, that's probably a poor decision because everybody's going to be setting up. So, yeah, trail ride. We'll have to see what times they have available. And gosh, we might need to actually book the trail ride. Yes, I was thinking more of a list. Okay, which folks can email me, and I'll start putting it in the newsletter. Who's bringing what, or what's being provided, rather. I was thinking I'll be too heavy after all that food. Oh yeah, the tradition has been so far we partake of dinner and then we all just hang out around the campfire as the sun sets and then dessert sets in and then this year it'll be the third annual Funky Flame Off and rave. So with like glow sticks and our black light, we're bringing the laser light again. Um, but the rave has to be over by 10 p.m. because it's quiet time. And then we typically have a drum jam on like, was it Sunday? Because that's usually when most of the other campers are gone. So I'm just snipping. So he's got like little robot arms. Beep, boop. But I'm going to spiral these down to be just on the sides. Level 3. Michelle says, I'm going to work on some ideas and make them before to see what to bring. That's a really good idea. I think Randy and I are just going to provide like, no, I can't say that, charcuterie board as like as our contribution to the potluck, just to kind of give me something lazy to do. So I got dibs on the coochie board. We'll bring that. And which I have to show you something. It's awesome. Randy is looking at me right now, but I already have the board for Randy's sister gifted this to us and it's perfect. And I know you probably think it's odd to bring a charcuterie board to camping, but I also have a don't pet the fluffy bears sign. Like this is to call it camping. This is glamping, y'all. 100%. Okay, so pickle my fancy. Feeling nutty. You cracker me up. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Fancy meeting you here. All of you. That might be one of my favorites. Jelly is my jam. A great spread. So I want to use this at the camp along. This would also be an awesome bead board. I'm just saying. In fact, I think that's probably what I'm going to use it for. This might have just been the best. Oh, it's got a big old crack in it though. Uh-oh. I didn't realize that. All right, all the moons are going into the pickle my fancy. Michelle says, Lamau, that's what we do. We glamp. Yup. I mean, it's fun though. It really is. Glamping is downright delightful to me. Oh, well, hey, Sun Blessed. Your workshop looks like mine. How do you mean? Wood needs to be fed. What am I supposed to feed it? It looks like a seam came unglued. So me too. Still jealous of those who can make it. Yeah. Well, we're gonna keep having one every year for the rest of ever. And I'd like to have 2 a year if I got my way. But so far 1 a year is all we can manage. Oh, with beeswax. Okay. All right. The pickle my fancy has overfloweth. So I'm just playing with beads. And I am having an amazing time. Also, check out these chainmail hacky sacks. I'm trying to learn how to juggle. And that, I don't know if you can hear it, but is my favorite noise in the world right up until it isn't. And then I just want to like throw them. Okay. All right. Well, the pickle my fancy board probably isn't the best idea I've ever had. What should I do for a crack that's already in it though? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, no. Okay. So it is good for all these different cabochons because then I can just set it nowhere. I have nowhere to put it. This was so poorly thought out. Vaughn, I'm going to set it on the floor. Floor is just a table without legs anyways. Similar carpet, small table, same table surround, stuff on table, plastic crates, everything. I can see it's like a mirror. Oh my gosh, that's how it goes. we both must shop at Walmart. Yeah, I don't know where she got it. My sister-in-law gave it to me for Christmas, and it's perfect. I'll have to Google how to fix a crack though. But yeah, so here you can see we have the little loops on the sides. Though I've decided I don't like the loops there. Oh, walnut oil? Well, I give it 10 minutes until you kick it. Erica, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and move it because this was not going to survive me for very long. I just have to dump all my stuff that I just put on there. Well, feeling nutty. Well, at least we tried. I tried to tidy up my workspace once. It was terrible. Sawdust wood glue mix. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I want to snip I shoved my mess out of camera view. Oh yes. Tidy up? Have you heard of editing? So I was wanting to go with like a really sleek geometric kind of look. There we go. Yeah, nice and sleek, but no wiggle. And then I'll just attach a bail whenever we find one. Now we are doing, Michelle, do you have your 20 gauge wire ready? I'm going to use 18 gauge for the ring like base, but you could use 20 as well. You could honestly use as thick as what you can fit through your bead. I should put the stuff that we finished in. I even deep clean my area. It lasts 3 days if I stay away from it, and then chaos again reigns. Yes, but it's the struggle against the chaos. Ready. Okay. So depending on your ring size, typically 12 inches will do you, even if you wanted to make like, a size 16 or something. And that's our core wire. And now I want to check and make sure that I actually have a bead that'll fit into it. There we go. This is a like 8mm lantern bead. I typically try to not use over 8mm because it gives such a high profile to the ring, but sometimes people like that. So, but whenever I want to go large, I go with coin bead shapes just because that's what I prefer to wear and I like to make what I like. So, and now we will take our 20 gauge and we will make a loop to start with. Light enough for an ear wire. Yeah, you could do this onto an ear wire, especially if you used like a half heart or something. Okay, so we've made our little loop around our core wire, and I'm going to bend around. One of the things that I run into is Oh no, okay. Do you see how it makes a little bit of like an almond shape? There's no right or wrong way to do this, but I've found that it's best to be consistent. And I have a very difficult time personally maintaining that almond shape where there's a little bit of gap between the bead and the wire on each side. So I bend that around, and then before doing any other wrapping, I press this one down too. You could also use your pliers. Woo! Oh, I almost lost it, but we saved it. And press them. But that way it sits like the bead is wearing headphones. And I find that helps me to get a more consistent result, which makes me feel like it looks nicer. Nice is however I make it that looks consistent. So, and now we'll shape that around, staying on the same side of the wire. So see how that wire passes on top? This one's currently on top. On bottom would look like that, which is not wrong. It's just not a herringbone. So I like to come around and then bring that around the core wire until it's coming a little farther behind the first wrap. That way it'll sit nestled, wrapped around the bead. Or you could have it come out a little, and depending on how you wanted to build your herringbone out, that's a stylistic choice. Again, it's however you do it, just do it consistently and it'll look on purpose. We'll twist that around and coming around this side here and twisting that around. So there's 1, 2 reps. And then I'll do a third. Typically, I want to go with as stiff of a core wire and as soft as a weaving wire as I can for this, because if you have a very soft core wire or a very stiff weaving wire, the core wire can get distorted, and that can make the bead look a little offset. So, which again, I'm not saying that any one way is right or wrong, it's just knowing what action causes what reaction, because then you can choose, and if it's not the way that you want it to look, you can know what to change. So it's just troubleshooting. And then so this is our last one because it's 3 on each side, and I'm just going to bring that around a little past where I need it to be, because we're going to be cutting right before, like I want to be able to tuck it behind the other layer. So sorry that this isn't better, like video quality. So I've nipped it and then it just bends off. But if you can see there, let me see if zooming in helps. So do you see how we snipped the wire right there? Now we can tuck that end up behind this wire. I'm being careful to not scratch my stone. I'm just pressing just a little to get that end down. And then we're going to come around. Come on, autofocus. And I'm just going to squeeze to close that little loop. Because seeing as how this is a finger ring, I don't want it poking, you know? And if there's any pokey bit at all, we can just burnish that down with the tip of our pliers. It's gone blurry again. And you can always test for pokiness with your fingertip. There's a little bit of pokiness. I trimmed this one a little too short, but I like to push it and see what I can get away with. And so you may be able to use a metal file or a cup burr like this one here, which just kind of smooths down any sharp edges. So it's just a little, do what, baby? I don't think the autofocus is going to focus for me. Oh yeah. Oh hey Tracy, how's it going? Okay, so there's our herringbone. It's so far it's just like how it would be if we um were making it for a link. The only difference is like a bead link, but the only difference is that we've put it on this 12-inch long ring band. And then we can come in here and I'm going to show you guys how to resize them because this is how I do them for in my booth. Because I can always size something down, but I can't always make it bigger. And so I'm just doing that same basic from here. It's a simple bead wrap as though the herringbone and the bead were just one wide bead. And I'm just going to bring it around and do a little bend wrapped around the other wires. You could even do just 2 wraps on either side if you wanted the herringbone portion to be smaller. I would charge 20 for this ring. Though, and this might be flawed thinking, but for on something like this that is truly, the cost of materials is very low. It's 3 feet of wire and a bead. What's going into it is skill. And so whenever I'm pricing like our earrings or our rings or some of our pendants, where, some of them, a whole lot of what goes into it is perceived value and just what will go for what in the market, like if that makes sense. And then, I have to trust my gut about it. But with our finger rings, I'll do designs for, I'm going to charge $5 for this. And then I need it, because I need something inexpensive. And then we'll have our $10 designs, our $15 designs, and then our $20 designs. And so even if I could sell this as low as 15, I don't have very many $20 designs. I may as well try selling it for 20. And then I might make other ones that have less wrapping or a thinner wire in the band and sell those for 15. And so it's kind of, whenever I'm pricing my work, it's like the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Like, and so I rely on Randy pretty heavily, but so much of it is, what's affordable, what's reasonable, what would I pay? That's something I ask myself a lot. Is Mama K says, have we seen what stones are in June's kit? We have not. You'll be seeing that on Thursday. We'll have the video ready for that. We're still cooking a lot of the glass for June, so we don't have the final colors and stuff yet, but I'm really excited about the dichroic glass, I'm going to tell you. And so from here, I've just kind of wrapped around the ring band once. And then I'm kind of I'm pressing it behind the herringbone ring. So do you see how it sits more between the ring and the skin that way? And then I think I'm going to go ahead and do. So does that make sense to you, Keep? Because it's just so tricky to put a price on. I mean, I don't mean to sound pretentious or anything, but it's hard to put a price on art, like, and so we have to start somewhere, and I'm kind of just shooting in the dark. So even after all this time. Right on, Keep. And the best way you'll learn, I think, is by doing. That's the only way I learn, it seems. So I've done 3 wraps on each side. I think I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm going to go ahead and give them a snip on each side, and then we can squish that down. But my baseline, my absolute baseline starter place is, if it costs me $5 to make something, I cannot charge less than 15 for it. And so that gives me a place to start. And so now we have a very nice, hey honey, can I use your hands? Yep, Keep says, I'm probably going to start overpriced to be on the safe side. That's not a bad strategy. Are you wearing that as a ring? How's it fit? Like, is it a little bulky or?
It's a bit bulky.
It's a bit bulky. That's cute. Like, it looks kind of costumey. All right.
Yeah.
Present your hand. So there. Aw, you have such handsome hands. But yeah, so that's how it fits on Randy. And then if I wanted to size it down, we could go a swirly route. What do you think, baby? Should I do swirly or should I do?
I'm a fan of the other one.
Okay. Well, where I use one of these?
Boy.
Uh-huh. It means that they're done.
Okay.
That'd be great. So just using my pliers, and this one came out a little wonky. Oh no. Ah, that's all right. And bring the other one up and try to wiggle that one down a little. This is how I like to size these. Randy, the trained hand model, right? And then I put it back on the ring mandrel for shaping. You need help?
Really?
Yeah.
How do you, is there a fast way?
I think there is, but my brain doesn't remember, but my hands do, if I may. So you go like, do you see how that walks it?
A little bit. What I was doing.
Where's the thing even at? Oh, I'm doing it in the wrong direction.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry, babe. But yeah, that's, oh gosh. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit more. I'm like swole today. Yeah, well, I try to make, I want everybody's money. When I'm at a craft show or a convention or something, I do not want not the ring not fitting to be the reason you don't buy it. Like, you know what I mean? Ooh. But yeah, so there's that. So on my finger, I think I might actually go with just doing 2 wraps. That way, whenever we do the exterior wrap. So let's do another one like that.
It's real close.
Okay. No.
Restart.
Okay. Okay. There we go. Look at what I took credit for doing. I know, right? Thank you, baby. Another. Where's our wire? 18 gauge. Actually, let's do them in both components in 20 gauge this time. Oh, I don't know if that'll be long enough. I want to see if that'll get us our wrapping though. Now, the thing to watch out for, and this will be troubleshooting. I'm going to do like some stretches, which it probably sounds weird, but I really like this stretch, you guys, where it's like just bringing your fingers up like you're leading with your wrists. And just bending to the extreme. And then I really feel that through the backs of my hands. So you can also overstretch it. It is so, so important, and I neglect it so much, but stretching is so important. So we're doing a 30 days of 30 challenge over on the Vonster vlog, but it's for 30 minutes in the garden. And so I'm recording, and today I spent like an hour and a half outside. But I go out there and I spend at least 30 minutes apparently. All right, here we have some more 20 gauge. So I'm just going to pull this off. And I just want to get some hands-on experience of what it is like whenever you have a very soft core wire, because it's easy to do it when you have the right materials, or rather the ideal materials. But it's most of wire wrapping is not, or most of jewelry making and crafting in general, I think, is not having the ideal materials. It's figuring it out. Yeah, mine do as well. Like, I don't know if you hear that. That's my joints popping. That's why I have to charge more for my jewelry now, is because my body hurts. So it's not that my quality's improved or anything. It's I got the big ow. Okay. So knowing that this is going to be, we all pop in solidarity. I'm work hardening that with my nylon gel pliers so that it's a little bit stiffer than the weaving wire, for one. This one I'm going to do in a big, no, I'll use the same size-ish bead, just so we can compare apples to apples a little easier. Yeah, when it's cooler, you don't want to be getting heat stroke. And so here it is again, that almond shape, which I love, but for the sake of consistency, because I think it gives a nice, like, if I had a little like seed bead filling that gap, I would totally. But I don't know, you do you, and this is my favorite way. Practice and find yours. That's why I have to plan time or I will cook. I've started going out just first thing in the morning, but it's still hot's hot. Okay, so we're just doing the two, and I'm not going to trim it as far this time. We're learning. As I always think it's a good idea to make a couple of a piece. That way, what you learn on the first one, you can implement in the second one, like, immediately, or pretty close to immediately. I like that. And it looks a little angled, maybe, but no, I dig it. You okay, baby? So I have a question. Stretch break. Oh, he's a good big dog. Yes, he is. Yeah. All of my solar fountains keep burning out. Now, I mean, they're like 2 or 3 years old, but it's still like, I feel like they shouldn't be so crappy. Do any of y'all have suggestions for like solar bird bath fountains that have a battery that extends into the night? Or are any of y'all tinkerers that you might know how to fix a solar, like, pond pump? So I've got like 3 of them dead on my porch. But I really wanted to go the solar route because there's not an outdoor plug, and there's not really a convenient way to get one out there. Okay. So now I'm lining that wire up and I'm bringing that up. Michelle says they make them all with cheap materials, so you have to buy another one. That seems to be how it goes. I guess it's, I mean, $40 per fountain every 2 years, but did you try to replace the batteries? I haven't. I guess if it's broke, I could go ahead and crack it open and see what's in there, but that might be a good idea. So it's 2 wraps on either side. But yeah, just bringing that around. And I'm going to finish it with a 3rd wrap. Is there a little battery in your color pump? No, the battery's in the solar panel portion. If you give me a sec, I'll finish this ring and I'll go grab one. Or rather, I think I might just take you guys outside with me. Ah, that's a good point. Okay, I'll go grab it. Randy brought up that the microphone might not reach. I think that's how I like to make them. And your color pump? What's a color pump? Gosh, that'd be cool though if all I had to do is replace some batteries. Does it take like a special kind of battery, I wonder? But yeah, and this was it made with solid, like just straight 20 gauge. And then I added just that little, I like that shape, the little kind of like shield shape on the side. I'm digging it. Sorry. I feel like autocorrects being a goober. Hey, Wire Witch says our bearded dragon kept burning out his water pumps for his bath due to his terrarium sand getting in the filter. We use aquarium filter sponges around the water intake to keep debris out. So far, we are 5 years on our solar pump. Oh, okay. It might have just been a debris thing. I understand, Cindy. But yeah, so that's this ring design. And I think that's my favorite way. I don't know, I might use the 18 gauge. But I'd love to do possibly a listing up on the website of like some different beads into different wires where you could choose, and I could just custom wrap. That way we don't have to do about the adjusting on the side. So that might be something that we do for future shop updates. So let me go grab this. I'm also going to bring my desk down. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful day. Hello, mosquitoes. How about the foul beast? Oh my god. Where's the... Oh, why is it like this? Ah! Oh, this is so damp. Uh-oh. Oh, excuse me. Oh god, nature. All right, we got the fountains. Check. We got the cord. Check. We got the solar. Check. Oh, ooh, okay. All right, y'all. So I think we're gonna be lazy dog. Oh, I like dogs now. So I think we might be taking these apart. My chair scooched up. So this is one of the panels. This is another one of the panels. Another one. So we dropped some money on these and they lasted okay, but then they all died like all at once. Night night, Hannah. Have a great rest of your day. Like, well, going to bed and stuff. Oh, I forgot the microphone does work outside apparently. Well, I like them because they're supposed to be where like there's a battery, like in there. And so I don't know if it would last all night, but it lasted like well into the evening. Sometimes on like cloudy days, it might, if I'm going out to look at the stars or something at like 11:30, it may or may not still be going depending on how sunny the day was. Aw, thank you so much, Mama Kay. She says, just bought 5 cabochons. Misty says, I miss you taking orders and making them live. That was fun. Oh, I miss that too. I don't know if I'll be able to do that again just because if people just order them and I can make them at my leisure, I don't have to push myself. And I think it was doing actually one of the earring craft alongs that I hurt myself. So, or certainly that was one of the instances where I really overworked myself. But then the pump is just this little thing. Whoop, like solar pump, input DC, HO 150 cm. Okay, input DC 4.5 to 10 volts. I don't know what the H-O 150 cm. QO 200 LH. Made in China. Let's see. Well, that popped off pretty easy. Am I going to get electrocuted if I crack this open? Oh, it's so soggy. But like, am I even plugged into this one? I've made such a mess of my workstation, y'all. But yeah, so these are what I'm talking about. And I just thought it was odd for all three of them to stop working like at the same time. But I'm going to try to do some research and see if there's, you know, maybe something just needs resoldered. Like I really don't want to have to, I can't, I'm going to have to go without unless I can get these fixed. So, and that sucks because our outside pond is getting scummy. And I was really hoping to be able to use one of these. We were going to make a bog filter. And I was pretty excited about that. Oh, Nance says, I just got my Maybox. I'm so excited. All those jump rings. Can't wait to see the project. Oh, so the project was this. And so we actually have the video up on YouTube that has the step-by-step instructions on how to do this weave, as well as an alternate weave that you can kind of pretend is the right length. But so you can kind of see that those are slight variation, but you know, different enough. Okay, so we just made another herringbone ring. That's pretty cool. Right on, Nance. Yeah, we'll actually be posting June's craft along kit project this Thursday. Stretching is very important. Oh, welcome back, Giovanna. Okay, let's see. Up next, we are going to be, I'm going to do just something easy real quick. I want to do one of these groovy cabs, and I want to do it as a circlet. So I'm going to be using some 18 gauge. Ooh, I'm going to be doing the moon next. I just want something easy, which is probably is not going to be, but it's going to be awesome. I have those I need to wrap. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm going to show you how to make a circlet out of them. Now pop out that next little piece and you will be at the magnet. If it has stuff around it or if it's real dirty, the pump won't work. You may have to use something to take the magnet out. Okay. Hey, Ale says, hello, how are you? I loved all your designs. I love your personality, your smile. Oh, the only thing I can't understand is anything. So please provide the Spanish subtitles. Oh, no hablo español. I need to figure out I thought YouTube was supposed to like auto provide that. So I don't know. I thought I had it activated. So just got done pouring resin for shaker pens and shaker charms with Gracie. Oh, it's such a treat to get to do crafts with the young ones in our life. Ceramic moons, right on. So you said there should be a magnet. I think this is a different one. No, it pops right off. How would I take this out? Ooh, right here. And then that extracts. Oh, there's a little bit of filth. I like whacking it on the table. But then also, I was like, how come the light won't light up? Because these solar panels have been out in the sun all the ding dong day. Ooh, a little bit of filth on that. Oh, I found some lovely filth down here. I'm going to have to go wash my hands. This has got like bucket water. Is there internet problems? And we'll just snap that back together. I don't know how these work. I guess like by magic or something. Who am I plugged into? Are you the one I'm plugged into? Send help. Just like ants and stuff. Oh, all the ding dong day. Dong day. What? I feel like I've said something wrong again. Okay, so I guess we take this because like I'm pressing the power button. And I'm pressing the mode button. Nothing. Okay. So that makes me think. Hey, Randy, do you have those wee bitty screwdrivers? Oh, what if I open it? It's all full of bugs and stuff. Ah, some lovely filth. That's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Thank you, honey. You okay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Randy's still kind of getting over being sick and his medicine's wearing off. We'll all find out together. If I die, I loved you. I mean, the worst that'll happen is I'll just get like zapped and covered in spiders, right? Do what, baby? There we go.
I was trying to shift the thing around on the other one, and they all lit up.
There you go. You just press and hold, baby. Okay. We have deviated from making jewelry, you guys, but we're gonna. One of us here in chat is gonna know how to fix this, and I need your help because I have 3 of these. Is that not how the expression goes? No zappy spiders, electrified spiders. Ooh, that one's really stuck. There we go. Crafter's gonna craft though. I always say, if there's a crafter, there's a way. So we'll get this crap figured out. You know, I can make my life a little easier. There's that little push thing. There's like spider webs and stuff in there. Like I'm usually not. Are those little spider legs? I don't know if I can handle this. No, it's just dead bugs. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Please pardon me while I muster enthusiasm. Okay. I can like feel things crawling on me, and it's just my imagination. No, this one. Am I turning it the wrong way? I might need some WD-40. Oh, nope, there we go. I'm glad you're deriving pleasure from this, Itsy. Pray for me. Oh, there's still a screw in it. Okay, I was like, it's stuck. Tracy's got the little doggy on fire. Lefty Lucy. That's cute. I don't know which way left is. Okay, are y'all ready? I'm going to drink some coffee before it gets bugs in it. Well, this isn't terrifying at all. I am a big booger baby. Yeah. Ooh, there's the buttons. Vacuum cleaner needed, right? Or a crybaby, that's what they're called. Big booger baby. You know what? If the shoe fits. Well, internet, what do I do now? One time I was taking a radio apart when I was a kid and I twisted these and those two wires touched and it made a very loud pop. And that kind of scared me off of playing with electronics. The blue is the solar battery you may need to replace. It seems kind of in there. What's this thing called? What does it do? What size battery is that? It looks like it's a lithium ion 18650 240 Maha 7.4V. And then perhaps a manufacturer number or something. It looked like they use something kind of gummy to stick it in there. Maybe like a silicone or something. No corrosion on this thing, as far as I can tell. Ooh, I bet I'd get zapped if I touched that. Is that accurate? I don't want to touch it, but I'm kind of curious. How bad could these two batteries zap me? I don't want to die. I'm not going to touch it. How should I get this battery out? Maybe a plastic knitting needle. Oh, well, I just broke the button. Only one way to find out. I wonder, can I fix it? I broke it. Shit. I am an expensive student. Okay, so the button basically worked by witchcraft or something initially. Ooh, I loaded with me. You need to unplug the red wire with the white end to get the battery out. Oh, okay. Do you just wiggle it out? Oh. Oh, now if only I hadn't broken the button. I am like a cat walking on eggshells right now. I'm so twitchy about getting zapped. You know, I'm going to stop putting this metal tool. It is a heat glue. It diffuses the heat. Really? That's amazing. So I kind of feel like I shouldn't point a heat gun at batteries, though. That seems like the opposite zap. Meanwhile, in China, some dude is sitting on a production line and his whole job is just like chew gum and stick stuff together. I wish I knew how to put stuff together. Like, I wish I understood what's happening here. But I feel like, like a cave person just like put some incense on it. No, that's not gonna work. You can't get zapped because it's dead. I don't trust it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I believe you, but I don't. I don't trust it to not zap me just anyways. Ooh, might be a video available on the tube. But I don't want to break my knitting needle. Shit. Oh, I mean, oops. Sorry. Well, I mean, in for a penny. Give me the batteries. I don't even have anything to replace them with. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to do this. I'm going to put my broken knitting needle back. I'm just going to tuck that in kind of weird. Well, at least now I know why this one isn't working. Somebody unplugged the battery and broke the button off. My husband said that if you cleaned the motor, you should use a bright light on the panel and see if it works because the battery was drained. You can do it on your other. Do what, honey? Somebody. Gotcha, Giovanni. See, that's what my gut was telling me, but I am not a scientist. I am not experienced at any of this stuff. Itsy. All right. At least I can put the screwdrivers back where they go. But other than that, yeah. Well, they were in the sun all day. Said that after you clean the motor. So it works because the battery was drained. You can do it on your other one. Okay. Well, I'm going to set, this was enough adventure for me today. I'm going to set it aside and get back to wire wrapping. But that was a lot of fun outside of my comfort zone. And I'm very glad I didn't get zapped. So let me go wash my hands because I did just play in some probably pond water. So tomorrow we're going to be doing our first TikTok live stream. We have enough followers on TikTok. We're going to try that out. It's going to be our standard format of live stream. I think I'm going to be doing some leather working and just hanging out. We will be streaming to Kick as well, but we just wanted to try out different platforms because my goal with doing these live streams is to be helpful to folks. Like, and to, I did, they're in a little compartment over here. Yeah, I love the little screws for steampunk projects. Like they're like putting in polymer clay in fairy houses and stuff. Right on. Saki Girl says, I don't have a TikTok. Glad you'll be on Kick. But it's my hope is to be helpful to folks. And so I want to be on, see which platform is the best for that and then spend my time, where I'm the most helpful is my goal. So 18 gauge. And I'm going to work hard in it. Now we have about 2 feet of wire here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get very much done on a circlet, actually. We only have 30 more minutes. So I am going to go ahead and do the moon. I'm sorry to change gears like that, but I'm just making a snap judgment real quick. Let me see if I can find some 18 gauge square, because I want to do some square and half round for on the moon. Though you could use full round, 18 gauge round or 16 gauge round. You know, and I'm afraid I'm not going to have any. No, I only have the titanium in the half round. Well, maybe I can do... Oh, that'll be pretty. I'll see what y'all think. Should we wrap this moon in the vintage bronze or the antique copper? Now, I'm going to be using the silver half round because that's what I have out. Oh, that's so pretty. I was thinking about trying to set... Let me rummage. They're so pretty. Let's see. Ooh, vintage bronze. Giovanna says, I don't get half round wire. Do you mean like you're not able to purchase any? Or if you have any questions, I'd love to try to be helpful to you. Walk says, did those pumps still work when the sun went down? Yes. Bye, Nance. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. I want to do these two together. Hey, Lydia, how's it going? Or those would look really good. It's a little too expensive here. Gotcha. That would look really good. And then we have the one that I think that looks really good, but it's just a smidge large. But I absolutely love that's. I'm most proud of this batch of cabochons that we had done. That was one of my favorite sheet melts. Just love it. Fortunately, I have a bunch of these moons, so I might be able to do all of them. But yeah, vintage bronze faux show. we're going to wire wrap a moon real quick. So I'm taking, this is 18 gauge square, and I'm going to cut 4 lengths of 12 inches. Two, 3, and I'm probably using more wire than what I need, but that'll be all right. Oh, I love moons as well. So I'm going to start just in the center. I'm not worrying about the rest of the wire, keeping it square and perfect and straight or anything. I just want to get, I start from the middle because otherwise I'm fiddling with the whole thing and I don't get very much work done at all. Cutting off 7 inches of our 18 gauge half round. Now square is absolutely delightful to use in conjunction with the half round, y'all. You could also, if you don't have half round, you could use like a 24 gauge and just wrap like a weave around it. Thank you, honey. And so I've done 3 wraps, and I'm going to come in and give it a gentle smushy squish, and then just bending these in together. So very similar to starting off any of our other cabochons. Do you want me to do a curved bottom or a pointy bottom, Michelle? Then also just some shameless self-promotion for anyone who just came in. We have added new blue goldstone moons and tiger's eye, as well as different fused and dichroic glass cabochons to the website, backtoearthcreations.com, with a point, okay? And next week's shop update, we will be doing some of the handmade jewelry that we've been making in our live streams. So if you saw anything that you like, that might be a good time to go shopping. We also are giving away one of our slightly damaged tie-dyes. We're giving that away for free. We even cover the shipping. So if you're interested in getting a 2XL tie-dye dress, be sure to go and leave a comment on today's new shop update video. The one that's the shop update tour, not the short, but like the tour, if that makes sense. So I'm just snipping those ends off to be on the same side. Oh yeah, an owl. Oh, that's a good idea, Ale. And then from here, we could use our nylon jaw if you wanted, but we can start trying to straighten things out now that I have like a point of being grounded here in the center. So I just follow the flash of the flat side. There we go. Now, when I'm using square wire, I try to make sure that I'm sitting my pliers flush on the flat side before gripping, because otherwise those sharp corners can really get marred up, and they're kind of resentful. Like it'll really show if the wire's been marred. Okay, so I'm actually gonna remove this wire that's all kind of jank. I don't know, what do y'all think? Is it better to straighten them before? Yeah, it's better to straighten them before. Well, that's all right. I didn't want to have to work hard on them if I didn't need to, you know? I love the way square wire looks as well. It's just sleek, you know? And the flash of it, I think, is so satisfying. I don't know if I can get this back in. All right. So if you're having trouble, try putting it between the wires maybe, because I feel like I'm getting caught on the, there we go, right back where we pulled it from. But it's all nice and straightened out now. Ish. That's okay. So I'm just trying to get that nice and squared off so that we can do our wrapping on the shoulders. Because I'm going to wrap this in the same way. It's going to be the same style of wrap, but we're just doing it on a moon instead of pushahad. Ooh, I haven't done any fish. That'd be cool, see it? Stick. All right, so now we're going to pull off. We'll want 3-inch segments. Though, however much, if you want a whole lot of wrapping on the shoulders, snip off more. I just try to snip off the same amount because then I feel like they'll be symmetrical, or at least slightly more symmetrical. So I'm going to start in the center of our half round wire, and then we're going to give that a smush, and then I'm going to grab and tug and grab and tug, and then we're just going to wrap down on one side. Smush. There we go. And you'll see there's just a little bit of wire overhanging. I'll trim that here in a second. Right on. Lydia's best recommendation you ever made was to get the bent nose pliers. I swear I use them on almost everything. Same. Like, I'm glad to make a good recommendation for y'all, but I love them. All sorts of projects. I love them. It's just a handy tool to have. So you can see those little tag ends poking through. What I'm going to do is I try to make sure that those are on the back side, or at least whichever side consistently, because that way these loose ends are going to be pinned between the stone and the wire. Welcome back, Cindy. And now we'll just smush those down that away. Coming around like this. And now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Positioning our wire about halfway. And then just wrapping. 3. Ooh. Well, give it a good old smush. I almost didn't have enough to wrap around to the back. So even when I'm trying my hardest to get things to match, it still comes out just a little meh, little weird sometimes. That's okay. So then I'll just snip on this one. It didn't have to be perfect. In fact, part of, I think, what I like about wire wrapping so much is every piece comes out just a little different. It definitely keeps it interesting in all the different ways that things can go awry. Just taking some breaths and stretching my neck and shoulders. Okay, so now from here, we can, let's find something we can shape this around. I want to go with something that's a little smaller than this shape because I'll show you. My fear with this is that it'll have spring back, and so it'll be sitting just a little too loose on the moon. So you see how that's a little large for it? So let's see, perhaps. No, those are the same size. Well, crap. I guess we'll use the tip of our ring mandrel. You could also use like the neck of a bottle or something. Oh, a nail polish bottle, that would be a good idea. And so we'll just shape that around. Weird is good. Yep, a small pill bottle. Just whatever you have that's rough about the shape. Oh man, that's like perfect. Love it. And then you can always open it up just a smidge to get it to sit how you like. So let's see. I think I'm going to take this and I'm going to grab real close to here and bending up. And you'll notice I keep my finger pressed here right below the shoulder wrap. So whenever I come around to the other side, I'll press my finger right there, right below the shoulder wrap, and inserting my flat nose pliers and then giving it a nice bend. And we'll want to do this before we bend the bail wires up at all, because it's going to pull in. Do you see how, well, none of them were the same length to start with. You know, for the sake of demonstration, I'll show on this side. So here, all of our wires are the same length. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to grab and we're going to bend in, and then we're going to flip, then we're going to grab, and then we're going to bend in. Well, apparently it's minimal, but I swear whenever I do those bends up top, it'll pull it just enough off center. So I really thought it would demonstrate a little more difference in length, but did a faux turquoise cabochon with dragon came out pretty good. Oh, right on. And you have a sale from it? Oh, Lydia, that's awesome. Well, we'll talk you to sleep then, Giovanni. Craftroom and chill. Go head to bed, get yourself some good rest. And so now I'm grabbing with my flat nose pliers and just lifting, because I'm grabbing to try to have as much surface area of the pliers on the wire, like as much contact. Because I want to bend up and make it to where it'll fit the curve of the moon. What do you think, Z-Dog? Oh, that fits great is what I think. Super duper digging that. And now from here, I'm going to leave this front wire out and I'm going to leave this back wire out because I'm going to try to make like a little mini setting for, oh, well, I'm glad if I could bottle it as a sleep aid, I would do my best to do that because sleep is so nice. I love sleeping. Okay, so, that's looking good. All right, my butt hurts. I'm gonna stand up. Sorry. That's the main downside to just doing stream of consciousness tutorials where I'm saying every thought I've ever had out loud as I'm crafting, is because it's also like Walk in the Rain says, do I see a moon kit for this in the future? Quite possibly. That'd be really cool. I have to see if I can get a whole bunch more of these, or if I don't know, I'd rather buy some than, I might make some polymer clay ones. That might be a lot of fun. But we have a couple of different moon tutorials already. Oh, now you could have it be all sorts of different ways. Okay. So I think I'm going to take the two rearmost, or off of one side, and then the rear. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to grab kind of, oh, Michelle had said to do a point. I completely forgot. But this fits so perfect. I'm going to do this one this way, Michelle. Sorry, I got caught up in the moment and was just crafting away. And so now from here, we'll be able to take and bend up. And then we're going to take, I liked the bail length on this one. Should we do a narrow or a wide bail? Let's do a narrow one. So we're still going to start by wrapping the 4, but I'm only going to do like 12 inches. Oh, well, I'm really glad our videos were helpful to you, Lydia. Hey, Brenda, how's it going? Says, I've been watching a while this afternoon. I bought a couple of your moons and I'm excited to make pendants with them. Oh, that makes me so excited. They're a lot of fun to wrap, and they're a lot prettier in person than what we can capture on camera. That shimmer is just something else. Because the blue aventurine is a translucent glass, so there's a depth to the shimmer that I think is lost on camera. Okay, so I'm just bending that open a little bit more because I want that to terminate on the end, like on the back side. And then we're just going to square it up a little. Okay, and now from here, since we're doing a narrow bail, I'm actually going to bend this wire out, and I'm going to bend this wire out, and then we're going to take our remaining half round and continue wrapping. Oh, there's a big old gap. We might be able to compress that though. Oh, well, I'm grateful to all of y'all, because truly we wouldn't be able to do what we've done over all these years if not for all the people who come and hang out with us in our videos and in our live streams and stuff. Did I bend down the wrong one? No, I just need to turn it. Oh God, what have I done? Ruh-roh. It's a blue moon, I think. Well, you know, when in doubt, smush it out. We're just getting all those. The moons are super durable. That's really good. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm glowing. Typically, I don't have this problem. Like, we've had the same camera angle and the same lighting and everything for years, but I'm glowing today. Okay. So we're just twisting that around. And you can see whenever I do that, it does give a twist to the core wires. So it's, you pick your hard. We could also hold the base a little more stable. Danger when in doubt, run in circles, scream and shout. Oh gosh, that'd be cool if it were purpley toned though, wouldn't it? But I don't know, I can really see that. The shimmer does have a little bit of a purple hue to it, doesn't it? Smushing with our flat nose. Popping that tail up so that we can give it a snip gently. Oh, well, thank you. Well, I'm going to wait to fold the bail down because these wires that were coming off to the side how was I going to do this? Well, I guess let's start with the little spiral loop. So I'm going to do a few repetitions of it here on the back. That way the back is like nice and filled in. Because I think even just having that little spiral there, oh yeah. I think that'll make a great little setting for our cabochon, hopefully. Still thinking fishes and scales could fit your style just as well. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Like, is there something in particular that you have in mind? Like, are you thinking for like this piece or just in general, or? And so now from here, I'm gonna see if I can do the little loop to hold at the top. That's not quite centered, so I'm just gonna take it. You okay, honey? Oh, I hear you. If this were a groovy cab, that'd be my favorite. Yeah, thank you, honey. Just on the table or something? The salmon mousse. Just the way I was pointing reminded me of the salmon mousse. I don't know if this is going to work quite as I had imagined. Oh well. Oh, thank you, baby. Well, I wasn't thinking of the moon. I could, but it'd be tricky, and I don't know that I'd be very good at it. But it technically, theoretically, it's possible. I was thinking of grooving the little part that's up top, which really all we need is a little bit of wire. Right. Oh, okay. Oh, like so, like real fish scales. Do those do those hold up well? So I'm just kind of sewing a little bit. I might have made it a little too tight. So I'll just scooch it over and try from a different angle. There we go. So I want to do like at least 5 stitches to hold this together. Ooh, but it seems like when you first said poi, I thought you flashed back to junior high luau when they tried to get us all to eat paste, called it poi. Paste tastes better. Paste tasted better. Right on. No, it's a poi, not the tuba. Or not the tuber. And one of the like back in like pre-YouTube days on like the House of Poi forum, it was somebody's like sign off was in an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. It's not a tuba. So, well, Lydia, what's the holdup? You should set it up and give it a go. You never know till you try how things are going to go. Watching your brain work in real time. I'm glad it does. Because I think this should hold that cabin. I don't think we should have to worry about it popping out. Nope, it pops out the bottom. Crepe. Okay, so I don't know if we'll be doing that one. Let me see if I have a bead. Because I bet that we can just bare hand rip off the wire. There we go. It's pulling stitches, but the wire version. Should work with an abalone pearl. Oh, that'd be really cool. That would be really cool. Let's see. Harumph and crumble. Definitely be trying soon off camera. Oh, gotcha. I understand. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take this wire, which is the remnant off the end of like its little tag tail from our back spiral. And I'm just going to bring that around. And then I'm going to go like smash. And then we've just got that little spiral in the front, which I think will be just fine. But we're going to wrap that around. And I'm going to give it a little snip right here. And a little smush so that there's no pokey bit. Thank you so much for the follow. I don't like that wire right there, so I'm just gonna smush it. Chef kiss. Okay, so now, and I'm a little concerned that I'm not gonna have the space for it. I gotta sit down to think. This one's gonna use most of my brain. Hydrate your noodles. Hey Amber, how's it going? Okay. Ah, that's troubling. I hadn't meant to go. So this one's not going to be perfectly symmetrical, and I surrender myself to that. This is just sometimes how it be. So to deal with that, I'm going to try to put some spirals in it. Because I really did want my, I did want it to be symmetrical, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I need a little bit of a wrap at the tip of each moon to keep it in place, because otherwise it will kind of, it's not perfectly secured, but I'd hate to, you'll have it pop out or something. Oh, that's good to hear that it's going well. Oh, suggested one of our eye beads. Oh, that'd be really neat. I'm gonna go this route because that's where I'm at right now. But we might tuck one in here in a minute. So I'm trying to keep the moon positioned, and it doesn't have to be perfectly centered or anything either. But just a little bit of a cage will keep the tips nice and happy. So I'm going to shape that around into a little bit of a tight loop and then bring this around. Oh, I love that. And then whenever we bring it, it'll come to settle, and then we'll bend. And then we're going to take that. Oops. And I just want to follow with the curve. But then it's very short, so I'm going to go ahead and just do a little spiral. There you go. Smushing that. And then putting the tip kind of back up. And that's the thing, is because I never want to cover more of the moon than I have to. So let's get the other side up to speed. Do I want to fold it towards the front? No. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to bend it forward. So many things went so wrong on this one, but that's perfectly all right. And so we're going to grab right there, bring this around town. And then I'm going to use these feet boot. We're going to do like how we did before. And I am going to bend like right here. I'm going to pull that out some so that I can bend these. And I'm just going to feed them through center. And bring them both off to one side, because at this point, why not? Trial and error, that is how we learn. Excuse me. Excuse me again. And then we're going to give the old... This is something I really like about using a nice thick wire, like an 18 gauge or an 18 gauge square or a 16 gauge, is I feel perfectly okay with just having it wrapped and tucked. Like, because I use 18 gauge jump rings all the time, and this is just a jump ring with a long like tail on it. Right on, Sherry. Okay, so now I'm going to train this wire around, but we're going to bring it forward and shape it down. And so then bring it down that away. And then this wire, I'm going to have to feed through. So let's see if we're able to use our nylon jaw pliers to just straighten little hand marks out of that. Now I got to be careful because now it's, a little work hardened, so it might not want to be as supple as what it, its behavior might have changed because of the work hardening, which is okay. I too become stiff and brittle when I am work hardened. And you know what? I think I'm going to lean into the asymmetry of this piece. And a trick that I want to try is I'm going to cut it like an angle. I don't know if that'll make any difference whatsoever, but sometimes it's in the trying. And so I'm actually going to put this spiral in the center curve of the moon. Mostly because I just pinched the wire and I want to hide it. But also it'll achieve holding the wire or holding the moon in place without obstructing the front view. I pinched the wire again, but you can't even tell. We'll see because I rub it with my pliers a lot. Okay, there we go. And so I'm just building that up a little. Ooh, and I'm going to tuck this one back through here so that we can bring it around and put another little spiral. There is so much happening on this. That's okay though. If cats are a problem, it's a clean 4-month-old baby that makes it hard. Oh, gotcha. Oh, well, babies are only babies for so long. Crafting can wait. You hold that baby. Oh my goodness. If I could hold Maddie again when she was a little baby, she's 18 and heading to college this month. My other niece, gosh, I remember I held her the day she was born. And gosh, she turned 20 like last week. So they grow up fast. No, just 20. I think. Tracy says, I'm pretty sure Maddie would resist at this point. Oh yeah, she is way past being swaddled. Two brothers in between. Oh, I am. Her sister turns 18 next month and is graduating high school. Oh, goodness. I don't like that wire there. Let's make a spiral with it on the back. I'm going to trim just a little off. Woo! Tasher says, Zach is 19 and in college now. My son, dude, I just evicted him from my body like the other day. I hear you. That is wild. All right. Well, if this isn't a little touch of lunar chaos, I don't know what is. Oh, we can add a really pretty bead. Woo! What bead should we add? There was the eye bead suggestion. Oh, that's kind of neat. I kind of want to go with something sparkly, though. Don't hold it against me. I'm a sucker for the sparklies. And I think I have just the thing. It's like a disco cut. Not quite a disco cut, but it's really, really pretty. I'm going to go with a 6mm instead of, if that was bead flavored excitement. So here I have a little bit of either 20 or 22 gauge. We can test it. This is a 22 gauge There's oh, I guess I hadn't measured a 22 gauge yet. There was still a little bit of plastic in there. But yeah, that's a 22 gauge. I love that tool. And then we'll just thread on. This is a little mermaid glass bead. This is from Potomac Beads. It came in the last kit that we got from them. Okay, so I'm just going to use my finger to like shape the wires back so that we can kind of just pop this in there because I want it to be nestled. And then I'm just going to kind of whip stitch this little bit of wire in. Because it's my strategy for if I feel like something looks messy is I just keep adding more. Because then it's like a look. It's like I'm so invested in this. Because the magic happens in the details. And so now I'm just stitching this in between the half round. Right? I think it pops really nice. There was kind of that dark spot in that recessed where the cab would have gone. So it really brightens that up. I think it adds a lot of visual interest to at least the part of my brain that really likes shiny stuff is digging it. So aw, thank you, Randy. Randy says, don't forget, if y'all enjoyed the live stream, let YouTube know by clicking on the thumbs up button. Legit, that would be super helpful to us, you guys. If you want to tickle our buttons. So I just got that wrapped all the way down, and then I'm going to give it a little snip. So there's that. And then I'm going to bring it around because I don't know if this is going to mean anything, like if it's going to count for anything as far as, I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm going to try. Okay, first off, I don't like those wires on top of each other. Well, that's too bad. They're on top of each other. I want to see if doing a little bit of like a rosette wrap. And I'm just pressing with my thumbnail to get the wire down in there. And then I'm just going to bend this around so we can kind of like hide it. Whoop. It's the wire wrapping equivalent of hiding laundry in the dishwasher when friends come over. Actually, no, when friends come over, my house just looks the way it looks. But it's like if there's, if a repairman's or something coming, I scramble and hide stuff. And it's like, make it look normal here. So whatever that even means. All right. There we go. We made a wire wrapped moon. So this was a pretty productive day, you guys. And what's more is I really enjoyed myself. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here in today's live stream. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, you can leave them down below in the comments, or you can send us an email to backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. To help support everything that we do here with our free tutorials and stuff, you can click that like button, make sure that you're subscribed and that the notifications are on, because we have new tutorials every Thursday, and we live stream on one platform or another excuse me, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday every week. And then, yeah, Wednesday is like our day off. And then we have tutorials on Thursday. And then Friday, we have another live stream. Tomorrow on TikTok, we're having our very first TikTok live stream, which I'm really excited about. We're going to be doing some leatherworking, but we will be streaming on Kick as well. We just wanted to see about different. We're trying TikTok out before adding it to our multi-stream like roster. We just want to see if it's a good crowd at all, and if we like live streaming on there. We have new cabochons in the shop update today from this morning, and we're giving away some tie-dyes. So even if you don't have a penny to spend, that's all right. Go and leave a comment on today's shop update and to give away a video, and that'll put your name in the hat to win one of our tie-dyes that has a little bit of damage in the armholes, but all it needs is like whip stitched, and I just don't have it in me, so I'm going to send it to you so you can do it. But free tie-dye that we normally would have charged like $80 for, so because that's just how much it costs. But let it be green. It is green. We'll be live streaming from 3 until 6 p.m. So all right on. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, 3 to 6 p.m. on TikTok. Probably not a good time slot, but honestly, if I don't get dinner going by 6 p.m. and then I go to bed at like 9:30. So my sleep is very important to me. So it's our people will find us is my hope. So we'll see how that goes. Wish us luck. And until tomorrow, happy crafting, you guys. Mwah. Bye. Sign up for our free newsletter because anytime anything's going on, we send out a newsletter. So bye, you guys. I gotta click here and I gotta click here.